For this scalp treatment, we are going to be using 3 of my absolute favorite oils to attack dry, itchy scalp and dandruff. These oils are black castor oil, almond oil, and tea tree oil. I like to mix these 3 oils because of the different properties that they have, and they work together very, very nicely to attack all of those concerns that I just mentioned. Starting with the black castor oil, there are many different types of castor oil. I prefer the black castor oil. This is the brand that I use. And I prefer black castor oil because of the method it is extracted. Really heightens its properties for scalp health and hair growth. Of course, black castor oil is known for its ability to help to grow hair, to thicken the hair, and that's because black castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, and that is a fatty acid that is known to nourish the scalp and the hair strands. You always want to make sure that when looking for a black castor oil that it is 100% natural and that castor oil is the only ingredient. A high quality black castor oil should always be thick in texture and have a dark golden amber color, as well as a roasted, smoky, nutty smell. That's how you know that you have a really good black castor oil. Because black castor oil has such a thick and sticky texture, it is not recommended to use on its own. It always needs to be diluted with a carrier oil, which actually brings us on to our next ingredient. Next, we have sweet almond oil, and this is going to be the carrier oil in this mix. When choosing an almond oil, it is best to choose one that is as natural as possible, preferably cold pressed. Unrefined is the best choice. This one happens to be USDA organic as well, and it is free of chemicals, sulfates, parabens, fragrance, colorants, pesticide free, and it is also gluten free. Almond oil is the only ingredient in this oil. Almond oil is a fantastic lightweight oil that is very well tolerated by most skin types, and it is known as a carrier oil because it mixes so well and is great at diluting the other 2 oils that we will be using in this mix, the castor oil and the tea tree oil. Those 2 oils need to be diluted by a carrier oil, which is why I chose almond oil. However, coconut oil, grapeseed, or avocado oil are great carrier oils as well. I just prefer sweet almond oil. Almond oil is rich in essential fatty acids and vitamin E, which is great for moisturizing dry skin, and especially dry skin on your scalp and your hair strands. And finally, we have the star of the show. This is the key ingredient in this mix. 100% tea tree oil. Now, excuse the faded wrapper, but when you work with oils, every time I do an oil treatment with this, I happen to get oil on the packaging, which is why it's like faded. But once again, this is 100% pure tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is a very medicinal oil, and it is used for so many different things, and it is great for all types of skin issues because of its antifungal, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory properties. Tea tree oil is most often used to treat minor wounds, scratches. It can also be used for acne or skin funguses and even lice and itchy skin. And what I like about tea tree oil, especially in this mix, is because of those antifungal, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory properties. It is amazing for combating itchiness of the scalp, dryness of the scalp, and eliminating dandruff. So let's get started. Additionally, we're going to need a dropper. This is going to be to not only mix the oils, but also to apply onto our scalp. And also we're going to need a container. And this is just like a protein scoop that I use solely for this purpose. Starting with the castor oil, I'm going to pour in about a tablespoon of castor oil. Next, I'm going to grab our carrier oil, our sweet almond oil, and I'm going to put about 4 pumps into the castor oil. And that's what it should look like. Next, we're gonna go in with the tea tree oil. Then this is person to person. You can use more drops, less drops than I used. So I went in with about 10 to 11 drops, and that's what I like for me personally. Now we're going to grab the dropper and we're going to start to mix the oils together. And we really want to mix this really well so that each of the oils, blend into one another and everything is in perfect unison. So we're going to keep mixing until we're happy with the consistency. And the consistency you should end up with should be liquidy, but not super liquidy. Like, it should still have a little bit of thickness, however, still light enough to be very fluid, if that makes sense. So this is what it should look like right here. So essentially the oil should be nice and fluid, but not runny. It should still have a little bit of grip to it. Starting off with dirty hair, I always do this treatment on a wash day. I am going to start to apply this oil treatment, and I concentrate always on the very front of my hair and my hairline. That is where I experience the majority of my buildup due to all of the different products that I use, and I also have an oily scalp to begin with. So I focus on my problem areas, which is my hairline, my edges, and the top of my scalp. And I'm going to make sure that as I'm applying this, I am really saturating my scalp and the hair strands. I make sure to massage my scalp really well as I'm doing this treatment in all of the areas that I apply the oil. And this is to not only ensure that the oil penetrates the hair and the scalp, but to also increase the circulation, and it feels really good. It feels nice to massage your scalp. Having curly hair, I naturally have to use a bit more product than somebody who doesn't have curly hair. Therefore, that makes me more prone to buildup. As I mentioned as well, I also have a very oily scalp naturally, and I find that the more I've done this treatment, the more balanced my scalp has been and the less oil it has produced over time. Dandruff thrives on oilier scalps because the skin cell turnover is so high. It is just a breeding ground for dandruff, buildup, yeast, itching as well. This treatment, like I mentioned, the more you use it, the more it really eliminates all of those issues, and you will have the healthiest scalp. So after I've massaged that in, I've applied it all over my hair, making sure to get my ends and using up any of the extra oil, I am going to take this chance to deep condition. I'm going to grab my spray bottle and begin to spray my hair. And once my hair is nice and damp, I'm going to grab one of these deep conditioning packs that are amazing and so affordable, and they work so well. And I'm going to start to apply the deep conditioner all over my hair. So this is not only a scalp treatment, but it's also a deep conditioning routine as well. It's like a 2-in-1. I really make sure to apply generous amounts of the deep conditioner. I don't know, I love deep conditioning, and I do this weekly. I honestly deep condition every time I wash my hair. So this is a crucial step for me in my wash day routines, and it goes perfectly with the scalp treatment because you're treating two things at once, your scalp and your hair. After I've applied the deep conditioner, I am going to wrap my hair into a bun and then secure it in a plastic cap. Securing the hair in the plastic cap is really essential, not only for the deep conditioner to really penetrate the hair, but also for the oils on the scalp to really absorb all of the benefits of those oils with the help of the heat from our head. After about half an hour or so, sometimes I leave it in for an hour, I wash my hair and then do my curly hair routine. And these are my results. I am left with really super clean hair, really shiny, really healthy, completely flake free. I really hope you guys try this out. It honestly works so good. It's so refreshing as well because of the tea tree oil. The more you use it, the more it balances out your scalp and eliminates dandruff, itchiness, and flaking. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.